Bill Skarsgard isn't a household name yet, but give it time. He's the younger brother of the Legend of Tarzan star Alexander Skarsgard, and son of veteran actor Stellan Skarsgard. And this emerging star is set to make a name for himself as a terrifying Pennywise in the upcoming big-screen adaptation of Stephen King's classic novel It. The demonic clown was brilliantly played by Tim Curry in the 1990 TV miniseries version of the book, so Skarsgard has some big clown shoes to fill. But he also has more acting experience than you might think. Here are a few projects you may have seen him in. Arn, The Kingdom at Road's End. Arn the Night Templar and Arn the Kingdom at Road's End were combined into one epic cut for international release in 2010. Though in Sweden, they were released as two separate films based on fictional hero Arn Magnusson. Bill's father Stellan played Arn's uncle Birger, and reprised the role for the sequel, bringing his son Bill in to play Erik, son of the king, played by Bill's older brother Gustav. The Skarsgard-filled epic two-parter is the most expensive Swedish film of all time, costing around $30 million. Kenny Begins. Skarsgard went from a deadly serious historical epic to a completely ridiculous sci-fi comedy in 2009's Kenny Begins, a feature-length prequel to Swedish TV series Kenny Starfighter. Kenny is a hopeless galaxy hero who crash-lands on Earth and meets Skarsgard as Pontus, an equally unfortunate 15-year-old with terrible eyesight and a problem with local bullies. Simple Simon. Skarsgard's next performance not only impressed domestic critics, it also won plenty of praise stateside. The Hollywood Reporter said 2010's Simple Simon performs the neat trick of finding laughs and wisdom about a central character who suffers from Asperger's syndrome, yet does so without trivializing the serious nature of the affliction, and called Skarsgard's performance superb. Behind Blue Skies. While The Hollywood Reporter was impressed by Simple Simon, their review of the second Bill Skarsgard film to come out in 2010, the 70s satire Behind Blue Skies, wasn't quite as kind. Satirical pokes at Swedish society at the time are unlikely to strike too many chords overseas. While there are some appealing performances, the picture seems bound for a cloudy time beyond home territory. Still, it wasn't all bad. Singling Skarsgard out to praise his performance as Martin, a troubled boy with an abusive father. Variety argued that he makes the most of a real star turn in this joyously clever take on the coming-of-age story. Anna Karenina. Making his English-language debut, Skarsgard appeared in a minor supporting role in the 2012 British historical romance Anna Karenina, an adaptation of Leo Tolstoy's classic novel of the same name. Unfortunately for Skarsgard, the project he chose as his maiden voyage into English cinema was a story that for years had been deemed impossible to successfully adapt due to the sprawling nature of the source material. Reviews were mixed, and the box office results were lukewarm. Hemlock Grove. Netflix original series Hemlock Grove got off to a great start in 2013, pulling in more viewers over its release weekend than House of Cards. Interest in the Eli Roth werewolf thriller soon began to wane, however, and Netflix announced that the third season would be its last. Skarsgard played sulky vampire-like creature Roman Godfrey, who uses his supernatural powers to get what he wants.
Shut up and kiss me.
Allegiant. Dystopian teen franchises became big business in Hollywood after the Hunger Games, but they can't all be blockbusters. Case in point, the Divergent series, which suffered diminishing returns at the box office and progressively worse reviews over the course of its first 3 installments, bottoming out with 2016's Allegiant. It was all a learning experience for Skarsgard, who played Matthew, a scientist sympathetic to the protagonist's cause. If the franchise failed to live up to expectations, the second-generation star said he used it as an example of a lesson he'd taken from his father. Even if it was the worst, most horrendous production and the movie turned out garbage, whatever it is, the experience was something that he learned from and he wouldn't want to live without. Atomic Blonde. Before terrorizing the kids of Derry, Maine in It, Skarsgard appeared in what he described as a small but fun part playing a German punk in Atomic Blonde, the feature-length adaptation of Anthony Johnston's Cold War set spy thriller graphic novel The Coldest City starring Charlize Theron. Atomic Blonde earned largely positive reviews from critics, and it's got franchise potential. A prequel to The Coldest City entitled The Coldest Winter was published in 2016. Whether Skarsgard will return remains to be seen. Either way, expect the brooding Swede to pop up with increasing regularity in Hollywood over the next few years. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.